And he hated his guts and all because we love Diop, a man with damn near 400 degrees. You see. But really, only got into the physical realm of shit. And had a white wife. But that's showing you how the humane thing fucks up as far as the humbleness is the key to this thing. So the Yoda principle in the actual book teaches you that. Now let me show you the conspiracy. How is it that many white people can hate our guts? When my girl, they calling in and these white women hate our guts like crazy. And white men. But yet every damn black man got a white woman. That's contradictory. How can they be so racist, but yet every black man got a white woman? That's all a part of this thing, because ain't nothing down here now but robots. And they just vampires sucking the damn energy. You see. Now, going into this science. The white boy, and you can get it in the Book of the Beginning, Jeremiah, Volume 2. And also in the Book of Enoch. In the Book of Enoch said you'll know the end, or you'll know the end. The end will appear when the red heifer is born. Now somewhere in the spring of the year, this red heifer, which is this red cow, was born. So what the damn Jew is doing, the white Jew knows that he's not the real Jew. And he knows that these damn prophecies are coming in. He looking for Elijah, Elijah came. But it didn't come to him. So he just said, that shit ain't real. So he said, well, the red heifer will come. The red heifer come. Still, that motherfucker ain't in the equation. He's a fake Jew. So what they have done is gone down to Kansas City, and they found a guy, and they genetically producing a red heifer. And cloned one. And now they say that the red heifer that was born in March is fake. But they got the real one, which they admit that they produced it. And what they are saying is this. Somewhere in their sick mind, they are saying, that because they know that they're fake Jews now. So now they have come into this conclusion that a lot of the prophecies in the Bible, based on Hebrew law, was not to be fulfilled by nature or the forces or God itself, but it was for the people to fulfill the mysteries or fulfill the prophecies themselves purposely. So somehow they have twisted the scriptures in saying that the prophecies are not to be fulfilled by an outside force, but actually you're supposed to take it upon yourself to fulfill the prophecies. So one of the prophecies was, there's a missing tribe from the original tribe of Judah. We know that we done got that missing tribe. You know? So they go in and change it around. First they say they're the original tribe of Judah, and they select the Ethiopians as the missing tribe, and then bust them in to airlift them to Israel in 81 and say, oh, the missing tribe have come home. You see. And the white boys laugh and say, oh, the damn Jews is trying to fulfill prophecy by creating prophecy. So, they have come in, and they done created a red heifer, and they say by them creating the red heifer genetically, they're fulfilling prophecy. So now, they have gotten so bad with this shit, because ain't nothing fulfilling under them. The only thing fulfilling is their asses getting bombed every goddamn 2 weeks.
Yeah, hallelujah, abracadabra.
So now, they didn't just come off the deep end. They say that the prophecy said that the original Hebrews was in exile. And when they come back to Israel, that will be the fulfillment and the redemption of Israel. So now they done fucked up so bad on the prophecies now, until they just got out of the whole spiritual thing, and they're now saying that 1948 was the redemption and the completion when the fake white Jews was installed back into Israel. They are now saying that because all world prophecies don't fit them at all, this fake-ass Jew, because they had basically faked their way through history, they are now have given up on all future prophecies, and now they're saying that 1948 was it. That was the fulfillment and the redemption of Israel, period. Somebody's shit cut off. You know.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the, you see what I'm saying? That's the cracker. Having the power to define reality, because as far as he's concerned, they know that this dimension is the only dimension it is for them. So therefore, they're saying 1948 was the completion of Israel, period. You see what I'm saying? But then, going back to this, we now understand that the white boy is on two time. They really was on this Honorable Elijah Muhammad time, and so now we understand. I was wondering, why is it 1997? Because there's so much prophecy been going on, 94, 95, 96. Why in 97 they started apologizing? And the main key is October is Honorable Elijah Muhammad's 100-year birthday. And that's why they're apologizing in 1997, because 10 years ago in 1987, in October, you had Black Tuesday, when he was 90 years old. Bearing witness to the shit. That's how this shit is actually going down. And all. The River Jordan is also the Kundalini. Jesus was baptized by John in the River Jordan. It's metaphysical. Jordan is the Kundalini energy that rises up. John is Tahuti, and Tahuti is also represents the staff of Tahuti, and the top part is Elijah, which also represents Tahuti, is also Hermeticism, and Hermeticism is alchemy, and alchemy is melanin. So Jesus being baptized by John is talking about the structure of the energy in you with the Jordan River, is that whole 9 yard with the with the baptism, is the whole melanin thing rising up also too. You see what I'm saying? The white Jews, the reason why these white people are now trying to fulfill history with Israel is a critical state at this particular time, because the white Jew is the last hope for the white man. Why? Is because for some reason they have bought into this thing that Jesus, who did not exist, who is to exist in all of us, was a Jew, and then they faked and said that the Jew was white. Then somehow, by them being a crazy people, they can somehow say that they have a chance. So them holding on to this Christianity and getting us to still try to bear witness to this Christianity is basically their way of still saying that they might have a chance, and that's how fucked up they are at this particular time. You see what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a little break, then we're going to come back, and then we're going to go into the last little portion, and then the last portion, and then we're going to go into question and answer. Y'all all right?
All
okay.
Right.
So we'll deal with that. So,
Yeah, this.
This should be the last time, right? What did I do with
y'all ready? Okay, let's do this. First,
all right.
Yeah.
okay, somebody got that on?
The other day.
Okay. Y'all ready? All right. Okay, we're going to deal with right now a few things that's been coming now. Since my girl, she works at the paper now, she get a lot of, so, you know, a few things going down. Now, here's a cat he's on TVN. He's out of Atlanta, but he's on Trinity Broadcast. His name is Creflo Dollar.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is the bastard that what's his name gave $1 million to Holyfield. He's a clone, number one, and he has a great white following too. But anyway, this is the thing saying, riches to God. Prosperity gospel teaches Christians how to capture a spiritual high and financial rewards. So anyway, this is an advanced Revelite fusing in Christianity and Christianity and riches. So this is another attempt by the government and the clone shit to still fuse in capitalism along with Christianity to keep people locked in, so they can justify black people still going to their jobs and working, and also having a hunger for money in this whole 9 yards. So it's permeating every realm of that, as well as you can see the conscious level with Colin and the Rolls Royce. On the rap level, they're always holding dollar bills up. In this book here, they got several people in this particular rap book, you know, with the money and holding the dollar bills up and stuff like that. But it's very interesting. They got him on the front page. Now, recently they put Rabboni, Imam Esau, on the front page of Atlanta Journal and Constitution. Well, this brother's standing by an obelisk and got on the same shirt you got on. But it's one good part about this really magnificent, is this is the pyramid that they built down in Edenton, Georgia. You know, so they showed that. And for some reason, they're either trying to make news or they're trying to discredit something. So they showed that particular, the pyramid that they got down in Edenton, Georgia and all. And so he's dealing with the whole, he's gone total Egyptian now in that whole 9 yards on what's going down. So now the number one killing factor down there is Grady Hospital. So they're asking people to sign up for these medical plans so they take care of everything so they can clone more people. And also here's another piece, a simple apology for slavery heralds emotions, which means they won't, I think there's some more stuff dealing with this particular apology type thing that's going down. So they're gearing up for that in the later months. Before 97 is out, you'll hear more about that particular part also too. Now it's interesting because the government came on TV a week ago and they said that more men have heart attacks who don't give blood. Ain't that a bitch? What kind of goddamn shit is that? And now they're telling people to give blood because, you know, although they can clone you or they can get genes from different cells, it's still nothing like having blood. Yeah. They can get it from, they can get a cell from hair and all that, but it's still nothing like having blood. That's just straight to it. Yeah. And the amount of quality of the clone that they might want to do or produce, they need still blood is the best thing. Mm-hmm. So now that's the whole thing is still about giving blood at this particular time and all. At this particular time. So see what else we got going on here. What we're going to deal with right now is some other science, and that is, let's see what we got on the agenda here. I noticed that a lot of the New Age, they talk about a lot of love. You know, how is it these white people, they got all these New Age things, and everything is all about this divine love and shit like that. Let me explain what's going on here. You got two different dimensions. You got two creations. You got one good creation and one evil creation. The good creation created the original people who have the original come from the original nothingness and trying to get back to the original nothingness, that have the archetype of the blueprints of life. Then there's the evil creation, the evil demiurge, which are evil, which are the non-permanent atoms. We are the permanent atoms, they are the non-permanent atoms. And the non-permanent atoms have a Mach nuclei with one ring of consciousness. So when you get J.R.R. Tolkien's book, Lord of the Rings, you'll understand what rings are. Rings are rings of consciousness. It has something to do with the rings of Saturn. So they have one ring of consciousness, one singular ring of consciousness. We have multiple rings of consciousness, but they have a Mach nuclei. A nucleus is melanin, the core of the spirit. They have a Mach nuclei, which means it's a copy, or a Mach. Anytime you hear the word Mach, that means a duplicate of it, but it's not the real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not the real thing. It's a replica, but it's not the real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cubic zirconia compared to the real carbonated diamond. So they have a Mach nuclei with one ring of consciousness, and their main thing is to serve evil. Their main thing is ultimately is to exploit the permanent atoms, which means the permanent atoms, which is us. We also have a deep longing to return back to the original source. So therefore, we are more prone to cling on to religions and get all emotional about God. That's because of the deep longing to return back to the source. So therefore, the evil beings, which is mainly the white people in the whole mutant realm, can exploit us better because of our innate sense to get back to the other source. They can exploit us better. And this is what they have been doing. And as it has been reported that the evil beings now are the majority of the planet Earth. Now, if the evil beings are now the majority of the planet Earth, that means that what we are seeing that we think is black is mostly clones now, too. Africa undergoing the part now. You understand what I'm saying? With all the deaths and stuff like that. But we were the blueprint to study this thing with through the 70s and that whole 9 yards. Now you understand why niggas ain't shit no damn more. For the first time ever in history, has black people duplicated the coldness of white people, where you can very well not stand to be around them just as much as white people, because they are white people. A clone is nothing. The original white people were the original clones. A Mach nuclei of an original, something taken from an original. So that's all it is. So for people, so the whole key is not to get stuck there to try to identify the clones, because it's if you don't want to think about spiritual energy, it's just like a white person. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's just like a doggone white person. So, but that's what's going on at this particular time, and so if we exist on two levels, you can't be trying to put love somewhere without an objective without an objective point. It's just like, don't say the creator. That don't mean shit. Oh, the creator. You know, we say all these goddamn words and shit, you know, and become commonplace. What the fuck? There's two creations. You can be giving praises to a dollar, bro, and 98% of the time you're giving praises to the devil when you say the creator. Why is that? Because you don't understand that the creation, the original creator, to change this mess up, had to come down and dwell in us. So let's read this again. Let's read this profound statement again. Let's get this right.
What's the name of that book, The Legends of Myth?
What?
This one.
That's the Kabbalah. This is Kabbalah by Gershwin Thru. He's making, it's He's just making a synopsis of what the Kabbalah is saying. At opposite poles, both man and God encompasses within their being the entire cosmos, which means the cosmos is inside of you. However, whereas God contains all virtue of being, its creator and initiator, whom everything is rooted in potentiality, is hidden, which means man's role is to complete the process of being an agent to whom the powers of creation are fully achieved and being manifest. So that means right now, if you praying to any goddamn shit, you wasting fucking time and you holding up shit. That's like the goddamn, they sending out a damn hitman to do a damn job, and you back there praying to the motherfucking man who sent the shit. All damn responsibility has been given to you. And not only has it been given to you, he put himself in you to complete the goddamn job. So,
It's up to you.
giving no energy to anybody but your own goddamn self is fucked up. It's time to stop praying, motherfucker. Because there is nothing out there. There is no creator out there, because the creator made himself you to complete the job so you can become one again with your goddamn self and everybody else and all the images. You see what I'm saying? So the key is the concept of God has to change. The true and living God is us.
Right.
Come on with it.
Tell the truth. That's right.
Come on with
It's
it.
us. Not some spook motherfucker out here that ain't doing shit.
That's right. You gave me your hair.
It says that the original creator, before the subordinate creator, which you are praying to, if your God consists of praying to, you deal with the devil. Why would God create you imperfect, and then chastise you for being imperfect? That's some fucked up shit. Now that somebody done trapped your soul and got you praying to it. That's the damn devil. But trap particles of life. You know. Anybody take?
Your tape back here.
My tape.
Is
You
it?
better bring that thing up here so you can keep track of it.
You gotta get your tapes now? You just went on a long vacation. So, well, let me get that. Everybody getting this? Anybody got a problem with this? You know what I'm saying? Because it should be at this particular time. Fuck God who ain't me.
That's right.
Now I'm not talking on the same. I'm not talking about on the same arrogant and atheistic thing. I'm talking about us taking responsibility in which our original self, which was the one God sent us to do. Once we realize that the God who is to come is in all of us. Okay, yeah.
That have a soul.
The one thing of bringing them out is to get rid of all aspects of hope of some God but your damn self. And then that's the first step. It's just like when you motherfucker kick you out in the damn street. The first step is to realize that the only damn motherfucker gonna look out for you is yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's the first step of becoming responsible gods. I'll explain that in a minute when we go into the oldest material to clean this thing up. What in whom the powers of creation is fully achieved and made manifest. What exists seemingly in God unfolds and develops in man. That's the key. What exists in God develops in man. The key formulation outlook is already found in Kabbalah. But it talks about this is done by a remember I said it last time, Neoplatonic formula. Neoplatonism comes from Hermeticism, and Hermeticism comes from alchemy, and alchemy is melanin. God unfolds in the Neoplatonic formula, which means God unfolds in melanin. The melanin is God. The God is melanin.
Right. One and the same. Right.
One and the same. The devil, double. Soot, on. Soot, which means black. On, which means opening. Black opening, black hole. Soot on, shoot on, shade on, Satan. So Satan is God, and God is the goddamn devil, or the evil one, if you understand. It's all backwards. You see, God of religion is the devil. Any motherfucker got you worshiping it is the devil.
Mm-hmm. Tell it, devil.
Understand what I'm saying?
Hey, tell the truth, the devil.
You see.
Put it to shame.
That's the deal. Now, going back to this. To pray and to say certain words to Creator, there's two creations. You understand what I'm saying? There's two creations. You created one a long time ago when you was a wide body called God. You created the universe. Then you broke yourself up into individuals and came to this realm to clean up some shit. You understand what I'm saying? And the other motherfucker you're referring to is the damn lower subordinate deity that closed off one sector, a small sector of the universe, and barricaded himself in. And it took these eons to sift these sparks down here, the right sparks, to blow it up from the inside out. That's a dollar bra. Whatever. If you get the Gnostic scriptures to deal with that particular part, if you get that to deal with that particular part. Now we must go into love. To give love objectively is to make this dollar bra energy stronger. Is to make it stronger. You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to love yourself and that of yourself. You understand what I'm saying? But you just give love. That's giving your energy away.
Giving your power away.
Because you don't even know what the love is. You got to direct that shit to a certain being, and that certain being is you, because the more you direct the energy to you, the more you open up. You see what I'm saying? The more you open up. So it's not a matter of being selfish and the whole thing about the black race and all that. Fuck it, ain't no black race no more. There ain't but a few motherfuckers down here now. And them the last of the Jedi Knights, which is us. The rest of the black race is fucked. You got to get that out of the way, too. All the love and all that kind of shit, that's fucked. That's gone now. Now, let me explain something to you, because I want to get this clear on why they cloned from the get-go. Let me explain this to you, why they had to do this. I explained to you that they convened in 1986 in the book, The Sign of the Serpent, Mark Balfour. They also convened in 1983 and concluded that the black man who had melanin was in fact God. That's what the white scientist, but Carl Pribram, who was the guy, the basis of the guy that wrote, Michael Talbot wrote The Holographic Universe, was one of his inspirational scientists, Carl Pribram. Also mentioned in the Beginner's Guide to Revelations. Carl Pribram in the book, The Mind-Brain, the Brain-Mind Chronicles, concluded that the black man was God based on, and black woman was God based on melanin, a cosmic computer. So based on this particular energy, they knew that this sector had to be, in order for them to survive, it would mean if they would have a certain amount of melanated people on this sector, this dimension, the earth plane, when the eons or the cycle matured, the Horus cycle or the eon of Horus, which was ushered in 1904 by the cosmic god Awas, when it matured to its maturity, that the melanin realm, there would not be, the white race would not be able to live amongst the melanin realm because the energy would kill them alone. So what they had to do within a 20, 25-year radiance was to take the majority of the melanin carriers off the planet. You can't kill us because we are not human in the first place. We are little sparks as big as a grain of salt. That's how big we are. But if you understand the concept of space and time, there is no space and time. That's why you go back and see Men in Black, when they show the little universe was on Orion's belt. Ginger.
On the cat.
Ginger.
What?
You got that keychain? Or is it upstairs? It's upstairs or it's right there. They showed this. You saw this in the movie. Anybody? Did you see this?
Yeah,
How many people saw the movie? Around the cat's neck. You saw it was a universe, and inside the little ball. We got this the other day. I said, shit, I gotta get this motherfucker. That remind me because it was a great statement. And in the little ball was a universe, a whole universe. But remember the little dog was talking. He said, you damn earthlings don't know shit. He said, you still thinking of size. But he said, so the guy bear witness, because Tommy Lee Jones was in it long enough to know that everything. He said, so what's the big deal? He said, you don't understand. That little ball is the greatest subatomic energy. Well, that exists inside of you. That black dot is the greatest form of subatomic energy. One of us has got to explode soon. That's the one who realizes their own power. That's what Spawn was trying to get him to do. You got to realize your own power. That's what Yoda was trying to get Luke Skywalker, if you understand. So now going back to this particular science on what we're talking about here. We are only a grain of salt. It's actually how big we are. How big we are. But we've been fooled into thinking that we're this mass thing. And we go back into a mass creation. Now, going back to the clone thing is they had to get them out of the sector. So what happened was that they release them from the physical body and they automatically go into another dimension. So all the dead souls, now this is the key on how you get your power. All the dead souls, when they are released from the body, although they're now in the physical sector, and he was able to maintain some form of life up until now, but then again, that's over now. You understand? He had to clone because he had to get the melanin carriers, the souls. You can't kill the soul, but you can transfer it to another sector. So they say, I can't live in this room with it, so we'll take it and put it on the outside. You understand? That's what they did, got it off this dimension. But the key is, when the dead soul goes to the other dimension, how do you get your power? Or what happens to that soul? You got to go back and read what the man said. I just read something here that was profound. It said, at opposite poles, both God and man encompasses in their own being their entire cosmos. So, if the dead souls leave this dimension, where did they go? They're inside your body, and that's how you got your goddamn power. They done killed so many motherfuckers until they're inside of you. So that means you got more power. Right. If man and God has his own universe, and the original God is now us, then inside of us is one of these. It's just a lot smaller than this, like a grain of salt. Invisible. There's another universe or alternative dimension that not only are the ancestors there, but we are there on the higher realm too. You get it? So that means that we got the power to Star Wars. Go back and Star Wars 1. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he tells Darth Vader, he said, if you strike me down, I will only become more powerful. You see what I'm saying?
He deliberately let him strike him down.
He deliberately let him kill him. That's what the Africans did when they started with slave shit. How did the Africans let some little country, the Europeans, take them? They gave the shit up. They were going, child living on this motherfucker anyway, let's go. You see what I'm saying? They knew prophecy. They let them kill them. So my point is, now, because they have taken everybody off the sector, that has made the little remnants advanced human beings. Because we got got all the goddamn power now. Because we got the ancestors in us. Right there in the Godhead. So the more they kill, the more this shit is exploding. See what I'm saying? You get it? And that's how the shit goes down. But they had to transfer it off this sector. But how you get there is you got to stop thinking of anything outside of your goddamn self. And you got to stop giving the energy out here now to these niggas. They ain't going to get it because they ain't up with white people anyway.
That's right.
And a dollar brought get that energy.
That's right.
But we don't need nothing but motherfuckers in this room. That's it. And the more you think on the mundane, the more you keep from getting back this thing. So all these conscious groups, black, all this community service, fuck the community. I don't even give a goddamn bum a dime no more. Fuck them. Because they the agents too. There's too many of them out there now. Panhandlers, they agents.
Every step you take, give me a dime.
You see, too many of them. Used to be you might meet 1 or 2 a day. Now every damn 30 minutes, you meeting 5. Shit done got out of hand now. Then the motherfuckers bum so much, they might bum from you an hour and come back and bum another hour because they bumming so much now, they don't even notice the face that they bumming from. I mean, goddamn nigga. Shit. I told you to have no money. No, not an hour. This nigga came back in like 10 minutes. You know. So that's the way this, that's how it's going. Let's go on. Okay. In 1992, the Samuel Weiser put out 3 volumes of Thrice Great Hermes. He begged people to get it, and nobody didn't get the goddamn shit because it was $50 for 3 volumes. You know what I'm saying? But nobody, you know, not so. The book is out of print now. 3 volumes of Thrice Great Hermes. Anyway, the Hermetic material is the oldest material on the earth. It's older than the Book of the Dead, quiet as kept, because the Book of the Dead is the oldest written material as far as the hieroglyphic language. They don't say the Hermetic material is older because it's written in Greek and Latin, but it was translated into Greek and Latin before the Library of Alexandria burned. These sayings came from the Atlantis. They said it came from the city, the Syriac land, which is Atlantis, named after Sirius, in the land before the deluge. So we're talking about Atlantis. So we're talking about roughly 10,000 years in the written word in another angelic language, and we're talking about countless of thousands and thousands of years in the spoken word. You see, close to 1 million years in the spoken word. So this is the oldest material in the world, the Hermetic material. And from the Hermetic material, it was the Tahuti material at first. Tahuti, Thoth, then Hermes, the Hermetic material it became. And from that, all of your newer religions got fragments from and birthed from. The Gnostic scripture was a form of the Hermetic material that was being taught at the library at the temple of Isis at Philae. And they took that and translated it into Coptic, and from Coptic it went into Greece. And then from that to Greece it went into Christianity, and Christianity historicalized it and made the Messiah, historical. And fucking the whole shit up with this Jesus shit, which was Horus. You know the whole thing. There's a book called 700, and you got that in your car, right? 777 Prophecies and Predictions. 777 Prophecies and Predictions. And in that book, they actually named the other names of the messiahs around the world, the Christ figure in every culture. They named the different ones. So, you know, we always tell a Christian, there was more, you know, the Christ is in, they got a Christ figure in every culture. They go, what? What? You know, That whole 9 yards. But they name them in every culture in that book too. 777 prophecies and predictions. Now, prior to that book, the greatest prophecy book was the Millennium Prophecies 2018 Man. But now they got a new one out, 777 prophecies of everything that known to man on prophecies and predictions from Islam, Christianity, Egypt, Sanskrit, Chinese, anything you want to name around the world. I can't think of it, but 777 prophecies. They sell it at both Barnes and Nobles and Borders and all too. Just remember that name. It's called Millennium Prophecy. Well, 777 prophecies and predictions. Okay. But dealing with the Hermetic material, I'm more inclined to believe that some of the Afrocentric people either read some shit and deleted it and didn't say it, or either they just plain stupid. But I'm going to read some from this particular part here because it clearly tells you who the devil is. It clearly tells you of two different creations. Now, a lot of this material is out of print. So I'm going to make a 3-page thing tomorrow from this and some other sources tomorrow if some people are interested in getting it. I'm going to Xerox. I'm going to go and do my editing thing and Xerox and make a 3-page thing tomorrow. This is Hermetica, but and this is short version in the original 3 volumes of Thrice Great Hermes G.R.S. Mead.
Is that out?
Huh? I don't think so.
That's out of print too?
Yeah, I think all of them are. You got the version of the world?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't have the version of the wild. Where did you get it from?
I mean, shit. I'm a motherfucking master. Shit. Books. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Where I get it from? I buy them when they're in print. I get them when they first come out. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get them when they first come out and stuff, you see.
You had that a while.
Yeah, yeah. I get them when they first come out. But it don't mean that a while. You can buy a book for 2 years, and you can buy a book a year. Like Her Blood is Gold came out in 95. No, came out in 94. In 95, the bitch was out of print. You see. So, you don't mean nothing at all. It's just, the Bible says, blessed are those who read. They should find the key to heaven. Now, this is Asclepius. Asclepius is Imhotep. His name is Imhotep Emuthis. And Dr. Ben was right. He said that the Hippocratic Oath, when they take the Hippocratic Oath, they pray to Asclepius, who is Imhotep. Well, he's right because in the Hermetic text, they say that Asclepius is Imhotep Emuthis, which was one of the last people that got to the God level. Well, one of But anyway, he's having a conversation with Tahuti, and Tahuti is telling him what's happening in the future. But here it says, Asclepius 1, all souls, Asclepius, are immortal. Now what this means, all souls are immortal. White people don't have souls. They say this in here. But souls are not of one kind. The different souls have been created by different fashions, and souls differ in quality. And all. And he said, you have lost your hold on the true doctrine, Asclepius. Now, this is what it says. Going on, it says, but, let me see here, let me get the right thing. I want you to read. This is really profound right here. It says, the individuals of each kind of fashions according, but from their kind, they're fashioned from their kind in different souls. The kind is a whole made up of individuals. The individuals is part of the kind. Thus, the God kind produces individual gods. That's us. Now, if motherfuckers, see, you got to go by this shit because it's the oldest shit. This is the oldest stuff. The God kind produces individual gods. The demon kind produces individual demons. And so there are two kinds of race of men, and that of the birds, and those and all those things of the universe contains and generate individuals of that kind. It's saying there's even a kind or soul of even the birds. There is another kind of these living beings. They didn't say that these was not living. There is another kind of these living beings. They say they're living, that are devoid of soul. That's the Hemmitt thing. It cut off again? That are, well, you should have put the tapes right beside the tape player.
I'm bringing it in there.
That are devoid of soul. You know, you got a tape, you got a plug. So there's one right there.
Okay.
That are devoid of soul. Now, let me know when you're ready, because I want you to get this on the tape right here.
Go ahead.
And yet there are another of living beings, which means something is living, just like this, you know, that are devoid of soul. And it says, and indeed yet without sensation, so that they are gladdened by all things that do them good, and suffer the pain and impairs and harms them, which means that they basically just go about and just and it explains that they just do what makes them feel good. You know, what you do is you take the tapes out and you put the tapes on the table and you take them out of the case.
The battery ran out.
Oh, I see. The battery ran out. Oh. Well, you want to stop them or? Okay. Heaven itself is filled with gods, and the gods are individually immortal. There are other kinds who I have spoken in space, which extends from the earth in the abode of gods, and all of these kinds of individuals are mortal. The individuals are part of a kind as a man, for instance, is a part of mankind, but most necessity agree with the quality of the kind and the part, and that goes into different parts. But I wanted to, but it identifies it now. I want to set that up because that's in Asclepius 1. Asclepius 2 is the most profound document because I just got some other insights on this part, but I want to read this part to you. Asclepius 2 is the most profound. I'm going to read this to you right now. Okay, you ready? Let's see. Do you know, Asclepius, that Egypt is the image of heaven? Or to speak exactly, Egypt, in this case, put Egypt also not as a land, but also as you, Augustus, which means the black, as the image of heaven. And to speak exactly, Egypt and all the operations and powers work in heaven has been, now watch this, work in heaven has been transferred to the earth below. Now, that's some amazing shit. Because that's why we can't be fucking around looking to heaven when they say that the heaven, and they're talking about the gods, us, have been transferred to earth below. Nay, should rather be said the whole cosmos dwell in our land and in our sanctuary. And yet, hence it is fitting that the wise man should have knowledge of all the events to come to pass, and must not be left in ignorance about what will actually come. Actually come. Then he goes on to say this. He says, He says, and yet since it is fitting that we should have knowledge in events of what is to come to pass, you must not be left in ignorance. And it says, hold on, I'm going to show this particular part here, that it will come a time when it will be seen in vain that the Egyptians who were honored and the deities with the heartfelt piety and in Sirius serve, it says, all holy worship will be found in the bootless and the ineffable. For all gods will return from the earth to heaven. Now what that means is, it means physically that you used to be a god radiating from a high frequency in Atlantis, but what happened was you went on the inside to the heaven of the Eden that's on the inside of you, and that's the God man that's on the inside that left this dimension on the outside that's thinking it's damn human or thinking it's real, which is our own lower ego that's emanating from this physical body. And all what we see that is beautiful. Egypt will be forsaken, and the land which has come home to religion will be left desolate and bereft in the presence of the deities. Now, some people read this before, but I got a profound part up in this that I got to read to you because it's unbelievable. The land and the region will be filled with foreigners, because they're also talking about the physical land, and they're talking about the earth also. And not only will men neglect the service of the gods, but Egypt will be occupied by Scythians and Indians. And in that time, if you're talking about looking thousands of years later, you're talking about also arrows would be in that Indian type thing. Or by some such race of barbarian countries thereabout. Talking about the white man. In that day will our most holy land and shrines and temples be filled with funerals and corpses. And it says, and the most holy now I carry thee, the foretold which shall be swollen, and with torrents and blood, and will rise the level of banks. So they say the blood is going to rise the level of banks, and the sacred ways will not be only be stained, but utterly foul with gore. It says, do you weep at this Asclepius? This is, it says, do you weep on this one? And they got 2 or 3 translations. It says, this is worse to come, or there is worse to come. Egypt, therefore, will have yet more to suffer. Talking about black people. Now, this is the same shit that the Hebrews talk about, the same exile. So let you know that the Hebrews and all that is the same people. They got the same damn prophecy. One just put it in another language, and now Cracker come in talking about a chosen people, and it just means the original people. And it says, yet more to suffer. She will fall under far more piteous plight, and will be infected yet more grievous plagues, and the land in which once the holy land, which loved the gods, therein alone, in reward for the devotion. The gods designed in the sojourn of earth. I want to get to the point where I want to get to right now. Which the land used to be the teacher of mankind and the holiness and the piety. This land will go beyond cruel deeds. The dead will far outnumber the living. So that's talking about a prophecy today. And the survivors will be known for Egyptian in tongue alone, which also means your body will be Egyptian. But this is the most amazing thing right here. And I got to read this part again, because this explains it all. Look at this. It says, because I'm going to get this right. I read up to this particular point. The dead will far outnumber the living. The survivors will be known by Egyptian for their tongue alone, but their actions would seem to be of another race. That's some amazing shit. That's prophecy. Now, you were talking about prophecy that's damn near close to 1 million years old, prophesying that your body will be Egyptian, but your mind and action will be that of another race. You act like a goddamn white man. You see what I'm saying? And it goes on to say that, up in here, that not only would it be of another race, they said we would turn into rapists, basically thugs, criminals, and falsehood, it said. but our mind will be of another race. It goes into the different things. But one part about it, which I had to go back and reread, and it said that when it first opened up, it said about a race of people that didn't have no soul. It said that in the last days, there will be a country built towards the end of the setting sun, which is the West, which is America. And it said all people from around the world will speed by air and ship to live there. And it said in this country, he's talking to who he will be ruled by this man without a damn soul. And out of that would become the original man, which is strong but considered weak, by a weak man who is considered strong, and the righteous man who is considered considered wicked by a wicked man who is considered righteous.
Inside out.
And death would be referred to in life. And it goes on to say that the extremities of Hemmitt will be built towards the west, which is talking about us, and we're witnessing that fulfillment at this particular time. Now, the point I also want to get to is this particular part right here. Because the Gnostic texts surely talk about how this earth realm is fucked up. But the way Tahuti puts it, you don't even have no business even thinking of yourself as Bobbyhemmitt. You know what I'm saying? It's the way he puts it. I want to read this to you. All things on earth are overtaken by destruction. For without destruction, things that cannot come into being. Things which come into being must needs rise out of which are destroyed. And the things that come into being which need to be destroyed in order to coming into being may not stop. Things which come into being out of destruction must therefore be illusionary, because you come into being different things and different times. It is possible for the same things to come into being again and again, and it says, how can that be real, which is not the same that it was before? Which means shit come over and over. On this planet, things rise up, things go down, things rise up, things go down, things ain't permanent. So they're saying because it ain't permanent, it's not real. In so much that things change, they are illusionary. Even us, we change. We have one body, we die, we come back, get another body, and all. But at the same time, you must understand, my son, that these things are illusionary things, are dependent on reality except which is above, which means that everything has a little spark up in it that's dependent from another dimension. Now, the white people just happen to have a lower dimension that's above this dimension, like the third dimension, or like the fourth dimension, which they are dependent on too. You understand? It's just lower than our shit. And that being so, we say that the illusion is a thing wrought to be by working of reality. But this is what Tat in here, which is Twat, says to Hermes, which is Tahuti. But what of man, Father? Is not man real? And Hermes said, insofar as he is a man, my son, he is not real. And that's some damn shit right there. That's where the illusion. Now this is Tahuti. This is the oldest thing on the earth. It says that in so much as he is a man, he is not real. For real, that is that which consists of itself alone and contains to be such as it is in itself. But man is composed of many different things, and does not continue to be such as he is indifferent, but shifts and changes from one time of life, one form of life to another, and from one form to another. And often man fails to recognize their own children after a sort of interval, and children likewise fail to recognize their parents, and which things change, which means that they don't recognize the spiritual part of them, or the, it's just this same illusion we recognize of our people. It is not. It says and so anyway, it keeps going on, and he says that the child is an illusion, the woman is an illusion, the man is an illusion, the baby is an illusion. Everything is an illusion, which means it's only an emanation of something someplace else. That someplace else is a little. Now check this out, because I saw it.